Guilty Gear, this game specifically, plus R, I always like to start out to just go over what the character's specialty is, because every character in this game kind of has a unique gimmick. With Faust, you know, he's got his pogo stance and he's got his RNG for his items. So could you just touch on those factors real quick that really make him stand out amongst the cast?
Sure. Let's talk about Faust's items, right? So starting out, there's the donut. Okay, you throw this, it'll give you a little bit of health. So if you'll notice, it gives me a slight bit of health. You see the red part. So yeah, you can see it gives a significant amount of health. Like, the problem is you can't do anything while it's out. You can't throw another item if it's out. See, I'll just get punch or forward punch. So you can have to use it as like bait sometimes, or just grab it so that your items aren't locked out. It's up to you and up to the situation what's best to do. But like, if you're like really low on health, it's great for making a comeback. If you could grab a couple of these, just so you could get, you know, like a lot of hits in neutral, like without really overextending yourself. Like, you could take a trade and not die. It's actually really useful in that regard. But otherwise, it's actually one of the worst items in the game. So next up, we got Hammer. Definitely one of his best items. So what Hammer does is just, it hits on the way up, it hits on the way down. It's like instant, and it has a high stun. So like, if an opponent gets hit by it a lot, they're gonna get stunned and dizzied. You never don't want a hammer, basically. Like, maybe if you're full screen, like, it's not really useful. But the fact that it comes out so quick and goes away so quick, you can just throw something else like almost right away. So it's really good, for sure. So there's the bomb. Everyone knows the bomb. The bomb stays in place. You can't move it like in Strive. You know, it just stays there. Fixed amount of explosion time every time. Fixed blast radius. So the nice thing about the bomb is, like, if you can force your opponent in a situation to, say, block a bomb bag, then they're stuck in the bomb. You can combo off it. You can make them afraid, run up and grab before it explodes. I get a lot of those in. It's just a really good item overall, but the problem is that you obviously can also get hit by it, so you just have to be really careful. It can be used against you. Your opponent can combo you into their own bombs, or yeah, into your own bomb. So that's a little rough. But poison here, definitely one of my favorite items, and I'm sad that it's actually not in Strive. But poison does, okay, I can't throw it again until it basically, like, a few seconds. Like, once the poison cloud fully forms, you can throw another item. So that's pretty quick, and it stays in place for a decent amount of time. But it's great at controlling the screen, like mid, or just like in neutral, controlling basically the bottom of the screen. Once it's between you and your opponent, they can't get in on you right away on the ground. So you can force them to go in the air and like zone with stuff to keep them out. If you can force them to get poison, though, it's amazing, because the poison, it slowly drains their health. Here, let me show you how much this actually drains. Okay, so
oh my gosh,
yeah, check out how much this actually drains. Like, if you let it do its full course, this is Potemkin, mind you. He has the most health and defense in the entire game.
That's kind of nuts.
So, like, think about that, right? It's not a ton of damage, but it ignores guts and all that, like, or in basically, it's gonna hit them no matter what. Like, if they're blocking, they're still getting hit. So what you want to do if you have poison on them is just, if you're in neutral and you're far away, they're gonna try and come in on you, because that's what stops the poison. If Faust gets hit, then the poison goes away, or if the time just on the poison ends. So right, so if they're poisoned, they're gonna want to get rid of it. They're gonna like come at you and make mistakes, and you're gonna want to just basically keep them out as best you can. Some people will get desperate to get in and try and get rid of that. So you just want to throw out things that you know aren't gonna like trade easily. That's gonna be clean, like, even if it's not gonna hit them, just to keep them out, right? Keep them blocking, keep them in block stun. And also, though, it's great because, you know, in tandem with just a regular combo, you can just get like way more damage off stuff that you normally wouldn't be able to get a lot of damage off of to like close out rounds, right? So like, I don't know why I keep messing that up, but if the round's about to end, like, if I could keep stuff going longer, it just does a ton of extra damage. So it's a great item. I don't know why it's not in Strive.
Does the whole cloud count as a hitbox for it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, pretty sure the whole cloud does. And also, by the way, if he trades with poison, like if I get hit at the same time they get poisoned, like they stay poisoned. So like, if you could force trades into poison, it's amazing. But like, actually in Exerd they changed it so that it doesn't do that. So poison's even better in this game than it is in Exerd. All right, so moving on. We've got chocolate, right? Chocolate is kind of like the candy or like the donut, except it's worse because it just gives you meter, like a tiny bit of meter. It's just a tiny bit of meter. So like, it's the worst thing you can throw, and it locks out your item till someone picks it up. The next item is small Faust, as it says, as most people call MINI-FAUST or Chibi-FAUST. Great item. Floats down slowly, runs to the opponent, controls the entire floor basically, and you can just walk behind it like, you know, like a Guile slow sonic boom, right? It just covers you. I can just throw stuff out. I can throw more items when he's crawling. So like when he's in the air, I can't throw more. I gotta wait for him to land. That's the cooldown on that item. But it's just amazing at controlling space. It doesn't do a ton of damage, but like obviously you can combo off of it. So if they just get hit by a MINI-FAUST, right, I can just get a free combo. I mean, it'll scale a little bit, but who cares, right? It's free damage. So, yeah, and then on the way down, they could get hit by it as it's falling. So definitely one of his best items. Not one of his best, but it's a really solid one. And I say that only because he has so many other really good ones. Here's one of my personal favorites, meteors. So always a set duration of time between when you throw it up in the air and when the meteors fall, though the pattern in which they fall is random, and I believe the number of meteors that falls is always the same as well. So it's always going to track towards the side of the screen your opponent's on when it's thrown up. But if you trade sides, whoops, I didn't mean to kill Potemkin there. If you trade sides, notice how they still are going to fall towards Faust, see? Because they're always going to go the side that it started. So the opponent knows that, right? If they know the matchup, they're going to try and actually like switch sides with you and get on the other side. So you can force a game of neutral where you're knowing that information, try and keep them on their side. Maybe they overextend themselves, get reckless. You can basically keep them back with normals and whatnot and bomb bags. And basically then, you know, having them out is like, just like the bomb, it's a great thing to pressure with because you can force them in a situation where you want them to try and counterattack you. And then maybe they do, and then they get hit by the meteors, and then you're free to combo off them anyway. Or it's like the situation with the bomb, you make them afraid of the meteors, and then you throw before they calm out. So that's also another use for them. There's no reason why you basically never want a meteors. There's really no downside to it, except for the fact that your items are locked out until they rain down. But who cares? They're meteors. By the way, you can do item super at any time. So if you ever throw something really terrible, you have the meter and you're desperate for an item, you don't have to wait for the cooldown. You can just throw an item super at any time. So that's why also sometimes it's good before throwing items to do, or an item super, if you have extra time, do regular item and then cancel the item super and you'll get 5 items instead of 4. Mini Potemkin. So time for the son to betray his father here. I'll show you one of the best items in the game, also the rarest item in the entire game. He's like Mini-FAUST, except he falls a lot slower, and he walks about the same, but he does 1, 2, 3 hits before he dies. So you can only imagine what kind of crazy stuff I can do in terms of pressure. You know, as he's coming in, I get free mix-ups. Like, I can walk behind him forever, just absorbing hits. If your opponent throws on any limbs here and they just get hit by him, I get to just pick up free stuff. Especially in the corner, it's extra ridiculous because they can't really get out, right? So I could just keep pressuring for a very long time with that kind of stuff. It's just a great item in general. Mini-ROBO, he's also like that, except he falls a little faster, but in a he covers more space on the screen as he's falling than Mini-FAUST. And the amazing thing about Mini-ROBO Kai is he runs at the opponent really fast. You wouldn't know that by seeing it this way. Man, usually he doesn't get that close.
He's just so on target that you can't even demonstrate it. He's just ready to roll.
Here you go. So watch. When he runs at them very fast. It also tracks. So if for whatever reason, if I throw him behind, he actually will track. So if you throw him behind, he'll come at you from behind at the opponent. If you throw him from this side, he'll run at them from this side. So an amazing item. It knocks down on hit. Just good overall. Just all around good. It's not in any other game. Neither is Mini Potemkin. Coin's also, people think coin's bad, but it's not. What coin does is like almost no damage, right? But like it bounces in front of Faust for like a little bit, so it's controlling space. It'll eat projectiles up if they clash, and if the opponent gets hit by the coin, as you saw, he got hit. If I do this move, the follow-up is an automatic like extra damage hit. And I mean, you could also combo off of it, but it's only going to be the next hit that comes out. So if I run fast enough, you know, I can get in there like for something. But sometimes you're just going to want to take the knockdown. But it's good to have either way. TARAI, oh god, this item is really, really good. It's only in Action Core as well. And
TARAI.
Yeah, it's like a big, it's like a kind of boat that uses like a tub, basically. But yeah, it like tracks. So it's gonna land right on the opponent's head. It tracks. It has high stun. It'll interrupt whatever the hell they're doing. Very good item. If they move though, if they move out of the way, it only tracks to a certain extent. Like it's not gonna track to like the very end. See, I pushed him out of the way. But like, definitely never a bad thing because it comes out so fast. Cooldown is when it lands, obviously. One of his best items. Chiqua, this item is also amazing. People don't know, a lot of people don't know about it. But in order to demonstrate how good this item is, I basically have to tension. Oh, there you go. Normal. Okay. So like, if I pick up this item, look at my tension. And look at Potemkin's tension, and look at how much faster mine's flashing. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
That's called your tension pulse, and that determines how fast you're gonna gain meter. Look at how quickly I'm gaining this meter just by running forward. So I'm gonna throw an item. Look at how my tension my tension pulse is still flashing. In most cases, did you see how much I just got now from that? So picking it up gives you tension. But also, like, it'll fill your tension gauge so quickly when you have the high tension pulse that Faust can abuse that by having the ability to always, you know, basically have an item super on deck if necessary or a dead angle on deck if necessary. By getting that, it puts you at such an advantage, and the tension pulse pretty much lasts the whole round. Normally, when you do certain actions like a dead angle or well, not a super, I think, but like a Roman cancel. Your tension pulse slows down, so you don't gain as much meter for a while. So having that last the whole round is a huge advantage. So your opponent can pick it up too, though. So if they get it, you know, that sucks for you. Right. But it's pretty rare, and it's definitely awesome if you can pick it up. Dumbbell, one of the best items in the game. I think that's only in this game actually. It's like hammer but better. Flies like forward at the opponent. It has more stun. It's like so fast. It's just like, why would you you would never not want this item. Even from full screen, it's amazing.
That angle is ridiculous.
Like, yeah, like I guess right in their face, it'll whiff over their head, but like, so what?
Dude, like from mid-screen, I mean, you can't jump or anything.
No, if they did anything in neutral, like they get counter hit, and you get a free mix up. You just run in, do whatever you want. Like, all right, I just go do whatever I want now, and it's like, it's just amazing. So not in any other game, and that's it. So, like I said, basically Faust always wants items out. You're gonna want to basically throw an item every opportunity you get where it's safe. So if I'm just full screen, why not throw an item? If I